Alright, so let's walk through another examples. So we just walked through a compounded quarterly problem. So let's get a compounded annually problem. So suppose we have $20,000 borrowed at 6% compounded annually for 3 years. What is the compounded amount? And then we'll also talk at the end, how do we find the interest actually on that as well. So let's write out what we know, again, based on that formula we just showed. So we know A is always the A that we're interested in. Our P comes next, which is $20,000. So let's go ahead and write out our $20,000. And that's going to be times 1 plus our rate. Our rate is 6%, and again, in decimal form, that's going to be 0.06 in decimal. So we're going to put 1 plus 0.06 compounded annually. So if it's compounded annually, our n is 1, so that's our denominator, all raised to the n times 3. Alright, so then we just simply have A equals 20,000 and then 0.06 divided by 1 is just simply 0.06. We add it to 1. We're just going to get 1.06 inside our parentheses. 1 times 3 is simply 3. So we go down one more step. We're going to find out what is 1.06 to the third power. Alright, so let's write all this stuff out that we know. $20,000. Now we got to go calculate what is 1.06 to the third power. Alright, again, using our calculator, it's important to keep all the decimals that we need. So 1.06, again, you're looking for the little caret sign or an x to the y or y to the x. Mine has a y to the x. To the third power, it's going to give you 1.191016. So for the purpose of writing it out on the screen for you, I'm just going to write it as 1.19. Now you do not clear that, just you keep all those decimals up on your screen, because then the next thing you're going to do is just say take that answer times $20,000. And when we do that, we get $23,820.32. So we have $23,820 and 32 cents. Now that's the first part of the question, is the compounded amount. That is the answer to what is our compounded amount. Next up is what is our interest. So if we had to create a new label, let's call that I. Our I is simply the amount that we have at the end minus what we had at the beginning. So if we were to take our $23,820.32 and simply subtract off $20,000, we're going to be left with our $3,820.32 in interest. So if we borrowed money, we're going to end up paying $3,800 extra when we paid all the money back. If we were to invest, that's the amount of money that we ended up with in interest added on to our amount. So as remember, compound interest can either help you if you're investing, or it will punish you if you're borrowing. So it's always interesting approach with compound interest, how that relationship works.